episode live from IBC in Amsterdam, and with me is Michael Jensen, and Michael is technology, production and innovation lead at TV2 Fyn in Denmark, and I think you led the project of transitioning the whole newsroom to the cloud, from on-premises to the cloud.
Exactly, yeah.
And my first question would be, what were the challenges in that project? What were the hurdles you had to go over, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, well, basically you can say it's always difficult to change workflow in a newsroom, because journalists, they like things will happen, but they don't like changes. It's much better that we do as we did yesterday, because they have one thing in their mind: I want to publish my story. And I don't want any struggling about it, I just want to publish my story. And again, in a project like this, if you want to change and you want to, for instance, have a production in the cloud, to get the overview of how much does it cost you and everything, it's complicated. But it's possible because we did it, but it's complicated to do all this calculation and make a business case.
And workflow-wise, what are the steps that you had to take to show them that a different way of working or another way of working was, the way to go?
Yeah.
Did you make it visually, or really practical question here? How do you start that?
It all started out of need, only thinking about the product for the news show. Our linear and social media people, they were not involved in these discussions, so they were doing their own work in silos. Everybody was waiting for the TV people to get the footage ready. So we just thought we have to do something about it. We need one system that could collect all the data we want. We have a great story. Let's try to work with the story, make some research and whatever, but we haven't taken a decision where to publish it. But now we have a story, and then we can say, okay, we can go digital first, and everybody can share the same footage at the same time.
Right.
That's important.
And when it comes to the tech stack, I'm just curious here, what type of technology did you use to kind of like produce that workflow? Did you choose it to build it yourself, or did you use off-the-shelf software that you found, or a combination of both?
Yeah. Well, you can say when we had this need to do something different, we couldn't really find a product that could do it for us. But then we started to talk to some developer in a new company in Norway, and they say, yeah, we have the same idea. Will you be able to help us in this project? And then we made what we call an innovation contract, meaning there were no money between us, but resources.
Right.
We had, plenty of meetings where we discussed and how we saw things, and with their technology, they say, yeah, but we can do this and this. Would that be possible? And stuff like that. And finally, we had a product actually.
It's custom built with a partner. It's a commercial product.
Yeah.
Now.
So everybody can buy it now.
Yeah.
But we were just part of the innovation.
They were the first client.
Yeah, we were the first client. And of course, the worst thing or the baddest thing is that when you set people down in a group like that, everybody will think about, yes, I did that yesterday. That was actually a very nice feature. But I try to force people to think, can we do it different? Can we do it smarter? And that's the hard work of it.
I've read in the description of the project that it was also AI driven.
Yeah.
Of course, AI is an overused word these days, and every product has AI built into it.
Yeah.
But could you elaborate a little bit more on how specific, or the specific use case where you use the AI elements to better those workflows?
Well, one thing AI is very good is doing the boring things.
Yep.
And again, in our case, AI is used for metadata mostly. Speech to text, yes, we have everything that comes from the audio. Make it searchable, of course. We are using face recognition, object detection, label detection, and again, it gives metadata for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a quick way of accumulating metadata and lowering the time to do transcriptions and stuff like that.
Exactly.
That's that's the most logical use case. I guess that's already in production these days. It can be easily applied to any project.
Just imagine you are doing footage from a press conference, half an hour, and for your news show you have to use maybe 1 minute. Instantly see the text. Okay, he or she said that, and I want that in my clip. Highlight it, and then you have it on the timeline.
Yeah. Absolutely. Makes total sense. Also for subtitling, I guess.
Exactly. Because everything that goes to social media should be subtitled. Because nobody have audio.
Has his audio. Of course. Oh, great. Yeah. We're moving to the cloud, obviously. I mean, it's a tendency. We're a bit late as a broadcaster union to move to the cloud because, of course, there's pretty harsh conditions to the business that we run. It has to be real time. It has to. There can't fail. These type of elements are an important aspect, I guess, of broadcast of the broadcast world. And other than the latency and the real timeness, have you met any other challenges that hurted you?
No. I came over this thinking about, is it safe to be in the cloud, or what about it's my material, nobody should have access to my material. But quite fast, I figured, if anything is safe, it's the data centers, because they live of keeping people's data, and they cannot afford if there are breakdowns or people can get in and do something with your data and something like that. It's much safer than having it in your own premise. Because we are vulnerable for attacks, and every day people try to get in,
and the cost is going down or up?
Cost is going down,
Going down.
At the beginning, it was so hard to define what it's going to cost me to have these terabytes or petabytes in the cloud. But again, and also in the beginning, I put too much money on my budget. But I could see, I'm not spending all this money. It's not that expensive.
Okay.
It's actually much cheaper than running your own servers, and maintenance and people who have to look after them, do updates and whatever,
There is a tendency, though, you see it a lot with indie IT project or SaaS companies who are actually making the move now to on-premise again. And my question is, are there still some services or things that you are using in your workflows that really still demand those on-premise? Not anymore?
No, they're not.
Nothing?
But one thing I understand, if people are doing that, I think it's not smart. I think one thing, because you lose control. With software as a service, you lose control because you don't know where they're going to do an update of the software. Yes, if they're very nice, they'll write you an email ahead. But in the old ways, you were always in control. Okay, it's Monday, it's a quiet day, let's do an update. But now it's just coming.
Okay.
You're not in control, and you can't fix anything. You cannot go out and reboot a machine or whatever. You cannot fix it.
Sure.
So you lose some control, but you also lose a lot of work, which is very important, because giving my people more time to do innovation than maintenance is much better.
Okay, makes sense. I assume you've looked around and you scouted different vendors here at this year's expo. What were have you seen some technology that was so innovative you'd like to use it immediately tomorrow and to make your workflow better?
Probably I saw one, and it's more because I have also spent my time here looking at automated workflows. How do you do automated housekeeping for all your material and stuff because it takes man hours. Everybody have to look through, okay, can we delete this or should we keep it and things like that. So automated workflow, I think they are very important. We are also in a situation now for the medias that their commercials are going down and a lot of problem, and we unfortunately have to say goodbye to people and stuff like that. So we need to find ways machine can handle a lot of these workflows.
Okay, fair enough. Great. Well, Michael Jensen, thank you very much for being here and for taking this interview. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great night.